In most literary pieces, different colors represent or symbolize certain meanings. In both the movie and the book The Great Gatsby, there are many possible meanings behind the color red or crimson. In the book, red is often associated with Tom Buchanan. When the Buchanan's house is first described, Nick says their house was even more elaborate than I expected. A cheerful red and white Georgian colonial mansion overlooking the bay. The red symbolizes the power and wealth of the Buchanans. It's mentioned when referring to the Buchanan's home, when Nick says, "We walked through a high hallway into a bright rosy-colored space, gradually bound into the house by French windows at either end. And, inside the crimson room, bloomed with light." Tom Buchanan is always trying to show off his wealth and power, so the red in his house symbolizes that. The color red is further shown as symbolizing power when Gatsby says, "Collecting jewels, chiefly rubies, and trying to forget something very sad that has happened to me long time ago." Gatsby's struggle to attain wealth and power in order to get Daisy back is symbolized by his collection of these red jewels. Also, when Tom Buchanan is talking about Gatsby to Nick and Jordan in the car, he says, "An Oxford man, like hell he is. He wears a pink suit." Because pink is the faded version of red, it shows how Gatsby is trying to reach the power and wealth that Tom and Daisy have, but he can't quite get there, and Tom makes fun of him for it. So, to go over that, the Buchanans are the embodiment of old money. And then they are also represented by the color red, a strong color, associated with power and wealth. Tom matches this perfectly because he's a very self-centered person who has this need for dominance. Gatsby also goes for it because he's striving to achieve this wealth like Tom, but Tom, on the other hand, sees Gatsby as beneath him.
Red can be seen in the movie with the Buchanan's house, Myrtle's appearance, Tom and Myrtle's apartment, Gatsby's party with the Buchanans, and Gatsby and Tom's fight. As with the book, the Buchanan's home is red, as seen with the exterior and the red rug. The red house shows their strength and wealth. However, this isn't the only way red is used in the movie. As with the book, Gatsby's suit is pink, not red. Pink is a pale imitation of red, not saturated or powerful enough. Gatsby wants to be aristocratic like the Buchanans, but all he can manage is an imitation of it, a falsity that Tom picks up on and mocks. Tom and Myrtle's apartment is red because of the things we see happen there.
Zoom.
I have been drunk just twice in my life. And the second time was that afternoon.
Red is often associated with love and desire and natural instinct, which are exemplified in the apartment scene, where overindulgence reigns supreme. There is drinking, dancing, and other various forms of debauchery. Hence the scene is drenched in red, with red walls, red clothes, etc. Myrtle is associated with red for similar reasons. Her and Tom's relationship is built on desire of the flesh and raw emotions. Both these exemplified by her vibrant red clothes and her hair. Her clothes are less red in the scene involving her husband, because she isn't free to act on her desires to the extent she is at the apartment, where she is dressed in pure red. At the party where the Buchanans come over, the color red is shown in multiple ways, such as red hats, female guests wearing red dresses, and red curtains. During the party, red represents excess wealth and debauchery. Through the Buchanans' eyes, everything is over the top, gaudy, and too extravagant. Having red describing both Gatsby and the Buchanans shows how they are very similar in wealth and power, even though they lead very different lifestyles. Parties aren't the only place we see raw emotions in the film. Tempers run high in the scene with the fight between Tom and Gatsby. In this scene, we see raw emotions all around, which have been consistently associated with the color red. Here is no exception, as we see Gatsby and Tom fight with Daisy caught in the crossfire. Red can be seen through the apartment with red carpets, red furniture, and red curtains. To conclude, red in the books symbolizes wealth and power, specifically with the Buchanans. Red in the movie also shows the power of the Buchanans, but its significance has expanded to the debauchery and excess associated with the time period. It also shows up at high emotion times, such as the fight between Gatsby and Tom.